Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim with Juillen. When we in the last video, we sold off some of our supplies to Lucan to grab some money, and I do believe now we're going to go off and travel to Whiterun and deliver this message for Alvor. There's some strange magic in this sleepy little town. And to be honest, I don't think we're that fond of it. So we're going to head off. We apparently also need to put on some shoes. And we are going to go the warmer route because I don't think Juillen is very used to the cold. Also not used to a bunch of bees floating around. So yeah, Juillen may not be the most fond of Nords, but he definitely understands that with Advar, you know, he stuck his neck out for Juillen. You know, he risked his career, risked his life even. I mean, if the Imperials are willing to chop someone they barely know's head off, they're most definitely going to do that to somebody that betrayed them. So he knows that he stuck his neck out for him, and he respects that, and he owes Advar a debt of gratitude. And with Alvor, you know, he knows Juillen from Adam. He doesn't know him at all, and he took him into his home and gave him supplies. And you know, that's a bit of a shock to Juillen, because the majority of his experience with Nords has been very distasteful. And so he is, you know, he's very, very grateful to that family. And so the least he can do is deliver this message for Alvor. So that's what we're going to do. Very, very foggy. Suppose now we're kind of descending out of the cloud bank. And you see the sun poking through. Probably pick up some ingredients. Juillen is by no means proficient in alchemy, but he is, well, he knows enough. I mean, he knows that a blister wort and wheat makes a healing potion, that's for sure. He knows enough. And it's the bit of magic that his father, I wouldn't say allowed, but the bit of magic that his father put up with was alchemy. You know, alchemy is very, very useful. And so he knows a little bit about that.
Getting out of here.
But spellcraft and stuff like that, he's not the most proficient. I wonder what they're doing. Well, I'll be a bit, what's going on? Oh my. You are, violent people. Alright then. Mind me not to get the bad side of the guards. Get on the bad side of the guards.
By Eastmere, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north, by the Lauria's farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. I'd like to see him laugh his way out of that.
It wasn't that funny. I overheard. Definitely want to be getting something to eat soon. It's not like they'll mind. They're weeds, right? I mean, lavender's a weed. It's a plant, at least.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
I have news from Helgen about a dragon attack.
Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
From the very loud sound effects, it appears as though I have leveled up. Hello.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask your...
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
I'm just
Fancy
here
robes.
to
You a wizard or something?
Welcome to War Maidens.
Kind of.
Now don't let the name worry you. We got plenty of steel for fighting men.
you
Well met, traveler.
very talkative bunch.
We've got small weapons as well as big. Maces, daggers, that sort of thing.
May I sell you some things?
Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Neither, actually. I'm gonna sell off some of the stuff real quick, and we'll be right back. Alright, and we're back.
Good doing business with you.
And
You know what's
as well.
wrong with Skyrim these days? Everyone is obsessed with death.
Yeah, well, it's easy to see when Neverland. It's easy to be obsessed with death, mate, when your head's on a chopping block. Who's that lady out here? I'm going to talk to her about the city, but suppose she ran off. And Alvor did give us some instruction on getting there. He said continue all the way up the hill, and when you're there, the big palace is the Jarl's. Holy. This is... sorry, madam. Impressive. And it's not that Juillen hasn't seen, you know, large estates before. It's just simply he didn't expect that the people of Skyrim would be this, you know, extravagant, I guess. I kind of assumed that they were all just, you know, barbarians. Not people that would build massive architecture. I just hear a spell being cast.
If the news from Helgen is true, well, there's no telling what it means. I
He
only
seems
counsel caution.
busy.
We cannot afford to act rashly in times like
Sir.
these.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors?
No, actually, I was gonna ask you if, you knew anywhere I could learn about magic.
A prospective student, are you? Well, I'm afraid I'm not much good at teaching. You should try your luck at the College of
There's
Winterhold.
no telling what it means.
That's actually where I was heading,
I only
sir.
counsel caution.
So are you the only one that could teach me anything in Whiterun? The only mage, that is?
I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions.
Well,
Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense.
we cannot afford to act rashly in time.
I suppose. I mean, if it's on my way.
Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task.
My lord, please.
And what do you mean? Never mind then. What do you have for sale?
I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this.
So, about magic and magical items, I think the majority of the things I'm going to be doing are going to be scroll related. And the reason I'm going to be doing that is I feel that while spell books and stuff can be, instantly learned in game, the only thing that Juillen is really going to have to worry about is reading the scrolls. And if you've ever played Morrowind or you know anything about the Elder Scrolls, the scrolls are going to be these, by the way, are not Elder Scrolls, but the scrolls are going to be written in Daedric, and Juillen knows a little bit about Daedric. On his way to Cyrodiil and his way back from Cyrodiil to Skyrim, he spent a lot of time reading books, and so he's fairly familiar with reading scrolls, much more than he is at casting spells and learning spell books and reading through all of those. So until we can get him trained up, I do believe that scrolls are going to be the majority of his magical skills, aside from the simple, healing spell and fire spell that he has. So yeah, so we're gonna look at this. Alerts an enemy when alerts you when an enemy crosses the 150-foot perimeter. Sorry about all my bumbling with my words. They kind of get stuck in my throat. Scroll of the Bone Spirit. Cast a vengeful spirit that homes in on the target and explodes. Interesting. Circle of Strength. Courage. Dispel magic. I don't think any of these are honestly that useful to us, unfortunately. I'd love for them to be, but it doesn't seem that way. So, thank you, good mage.
If you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
That's actually where I'm heading.
My lord, please. You have to listen.
What would you have me do then?
What's the
Nothing?
meaning of this interruption?
My lord,
Jarl Balgruuf
please.
is not
This is
receiving
no time
visitors.
for rash action. I just think we need more
Alvor
information
sent me.
before we-
Riverwood is in danger from a dragon.
As House Carl,
Who's
my
this
job
then?
is to deal with all dangers that threaten the Jarl or his people. So you have my attention. Now explain yourself.
A dragon, it destroyed all of Helgen, and we saw it passing over Riverwood.
You know about Helgen? The Jarl will want to speak to you personally. Approach.
I think we're going to take off our hood for this. Be a little respectful.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes?
Yes, I did, and the last I saw, I was headed this way.
By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If that dragon is lurking in the mountains...
The Jarl of Falkreath will view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and
Alright then.
slaughters my people.
Sorry, this is just part
Irileth,
of
send a
Frostfall.
detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons.
I actually just spoke to your court wizard. Kind of a brash fellow.
So angry, can hardly stand it. Father promised me a new dress days ago. Now where is it?
It takes a while to make a dress.
Farengar, I think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there.
What does this tablet have to do with the dragons?
Ah, no mere brute mercenary, but a thinker. Perhaps even a scholar? You see, when the stories of dragons began to circulate, many dismissed them as mere fantasies, rumors, impossibilities. One sure mark of a fool is to dismiss anything that falls outside his experience as being impossible. But I began to search for information about dragons. Where had they gone all those years ago? And where were they coming from?
So what do you need me to do?
I learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Is there anything you can tell me about the barrow?
An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here. I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there.
And how exactly do you know this tablet is going to be there?
Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? I have my sources. Reliable sources.
I suppose.
You know,
This is a priority now. Anything we can use to fight this dragon. May the gods watch over your battle.
Of course, Jarl Balgruuf.
Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep.
I'm sure he will prove most useful.
Succeed at this, and you'll be rewarded. Whiterun will be in your debt.
Will it? I think I like the sound of that. Alright, so it seems like we have to head off to Bleak Falls Barrow. But I think before that, we are going to get a little bit of sleep. Also, I'm curious. You get a steel armor. He looks at us, sees all of our robes, and chooses to give us steel armor. Suppose maybe he thought we needed some protection. Nah, I mustn't take from the garden right there. And the outer edges of the city, those are definitely weeds, but that looks well kept. Head into the inn here and get a night's rest.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Is there a seat?
To the gods, we are nothing more than near-sighted beasts.
Sadia, wake up, dear.
Yes, Mum.
You want a drink?
What do you have?
Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both.
Both, definitely. Ale. Alto wine. Baked potatoes. Think we'll take some wine. A treat. And do you have any soup? No. Appears as though you have cooked beef, though. I suppose that is enough. And I'd like my water refilled.
Of course.
And that's all.
Now please, no more questions.
I didn't ask you any questions. So we're gonna sit here, drink some wine, eat.
There's plenty
Pull
more where
some,
that came from. Just give a holler.
Some bread out of our pocket, as you do. And we're gonna request a room.
I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of selling the inn to Isolda. Anyway, what do you need?
I'd like to rent a room, actually.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Thank you.
I'll show you to your room, right this way.
Staunch protectors.
All right, thank you.
We drink to our youth, to days come and gone. For the age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the storm cloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our
the room.
steel, we will take
Thank you.
back our home. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings, on the
Can I
day
help
of your
you?
death.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
All right, I can do that.
Children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies.
All right. So we're going to
But this
take a bit of
land is
a
ours, and we'll
nap.
see dreams.
Is there anything to eat? Let's see if our spot's still
Those
open.
green
It
apples you
is.
sold me the other day were
Wonderful.
delicious.
Aren't they? I always set some aside for myself when the traders bring them up from the south.
I'm sure you could charge double for those and still sell
Is,
them all within a week.
You're right. I'll have to remember that
All
the next
right,
time I
then.
get a shipment in.
I suppose the.
If it's work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fires?
Ah,
You must be one of those wizards from the college in Winterhold.
no, ma'am, but I'm headed there.
Take a look.
Let's see, what do we want to eat for breakfast? How about some honey nut cheerit and an apple,
Need it?
and we will eat it.
Anything else? Just let me know.
I will, madam. Alright. I think we're going to deliver these frost salts.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Hello, ma'am. Farengar, is it? He told me that you need...
rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil.
Farengar said that you needed frost salts, so I'm here to deliver them.
Pardon me, but do I detect a case of the rattles? I've got something for that.
No, I'm perfectly fine.
Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on. A love elixir like none other. Maybe I'll test it on Farengar first. Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation. Here. These potions should suffice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
Alright, so let's see what she gave us. Invisibility, stamina, illusion. I think that's it. I think the rest of it we had already.
What do you
Thank
need,
you,
my
ma'am.
friend?
Nothing actually. I'm done.
Foolish old woman. You know nothing. Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
Hello.
What of my son? Hmm? What of Thorold?
Don't
Is he
believe
nothing?
their
Hands off.
So don't talk to me about suffering.
Your
Is he
son
not
chose
open?
his side and he chose poorly, and now
Well,
he's
that's
gone. Such is the way
annoying.
of war. The sooner you accept his loss, the better.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here.
Yeah.
We'll be ready.
It did.
The Jarl has finally agreed to send you back to Riverwood.
Yes, Housecorp. We'll leave immediately.
Hello, ma'am.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside.
I can't afford to send
Is there anything more you can tell me about Whiterun?
Plenty. I'd say we're prosperous enough. Most folk don't go hungry, if they're willing to work hard. The city's ruled by the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach. That's the fortress there, up on the tall hill. But you're probably more interested in your Vasker, Mead Hall of the Companions. Their deeds of war and valor are legendary.
I'm actually more interested in the college, but anyway.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
No, man. Alright, so I think that's going to be all for this video. Thank you. If you liked it, click that like button. If you really enjoyed it, I'd love it if you could subscribe. And I should be back with more very, very soon. So, thank you.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee.